Hey, Pete here. I'm really lucky that I'm talking with Lisa from Accounting Workshop, a fantastic accountancy practice based in Ashford. And Lisa, I've got to say it's really nice to have you here today, and thanks for coming in. And I'm really looking forward to hearing about the journey that you've had in your business. So let's start off. Let's tell us about the business journey so far that you've had.
Okay, so I started in practice a long time ago. I worked for 10 years in a small accountancy firm in Ashford, starting as a junior and finishing off as a manager. Then I went into industry, being financial director of a recycling company, which was really good, but unfortunately it went into administration, and out of that I started my own business in recycling, which was a mistake in hindsight because it's not my it's not what I'm good at.
Not your passion.
So it's not my passion, and it's not my expertise.
Yeah.
So it went wrong, but I sold out of it, and although it might have cost a fair bit, you definitely learn from things like that.
Wow.
And then 5 years ago I started working at Accounting Workshop, and now I'm a senior partner.
So you've gone from recycling to accountancy.
Yeah, back to accountancy.
Yeah, quite a transition, isn't it?
Yes.
Well done. So, in that case, tell us about your current business that you're a senior part of, Accountancy Workshop.
Yes. So I started off. I met James Halligan when I was looking for work, and he wanted me to come in and basically revamp the business. It wasn't in a very good place at that time, and slowly but surely we've completely changed it, and it's now a great business. We have 9 staff and 2 partners, and hopefully with a much nicer atmosphere about it for people that work there.
Brilliant. So tell us then, you've come in and you said you've really changed it. So what's been the biggest achievement you've had in the business?
Taking it from a place where people feel completely undervalued and were told, well, this business doesn't make any money and it's their fault, to bringing in a culture of everyone works hard and together, and we now recognise that we make money and we make sure that they benefit from that as well as us.
And is that the clients and the staff?
The clients and the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. It's quite an achievement that you've done in such a short period of time, actually.
It's a massive turnaround, but to be fair, it was so bad that the changes were huge because it was such a bad atmosphere when I started there.
So you've now been made senior partner, so that's obviously a result of your great skill base that you brought to the business.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, it seems that it must be, mustn't it?
Yeah.
In fairness. Okay. Great. So, Lisa, can I ask, what differentiates you from any other accountancy firm? Because there's hundreds of them out there.
Yeah. Personal service. I think that I really care about all of our clients. We pretty much know personally all of our clients. So if someone calls, we know about everybody, knows about them. Maybe not the very newest people, but basically everyone knows about them, and we care. So we will, if someone's got a deadline that's close and they haven't given us stuff, we'll work till 11 o'clock at night to make sure it's done so that they don't get fines or whatever. And we just care about that and care about giving a good service.
It's interesting you say that. I was talking with one of your clients the other day, unbeknown to you, and they were saying to me that one of the reasons they keep coming back or staying with you is that when it came up to the end of the tax year, you just went absolutely hell for leather to help them to get their tax returns in on time. So that's just what you're saying about that caring attitude. Yeah,
yeah. We'll do anything to make sure that it's done, regardless of how late they are, because people just put it off and put it off, especially if it's a bit difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
So we hound them if we have to, in the nicest possible way.
And you need to.
Yes.
How difficult was it to get all the tax returns in by year's end? Is that often quite difficult for you?
It used to be really difficult. You would be working all the time flat out, but we have made concerted efforts to try and flatten out the amount you have to do, because there's a long time to be able to do them, but people generally tend to wait till as late as they can.
Yeah.
But it was definitely much easier this year.
Great. So if I was to ask you what was one of the biggest challenges you've had in the business since you've been there, what would you say to me?
In this business, it would have been making sure that we had the right people. So at the very start, there was some people that really weren't the type of people that you wanted to care about the business and the clients. That culture wasn't there at all, and making sure we got rid of, sounds horrible, but got rid of the people that actually didn't have the values that I had was a tough challenge, but we got there.
Wow, so the people that didn't have your values, how did you actually remove those people? Was it a difficult process for you?
Some of them were, and then some of them just, as things changed, they realised that they don't want to do what we were doing, so they end up leaving because they know that their values don't match ours, and there's somewhere else that suits them much better. So that's what ended up happening.
Yeah. Wow. So looking towards the future, as an accounting practice, where do you see the future lies for you and your team, Lisa?
Building on our culture, making sure that everyone associated with our business prospers along with us, and I'm hoping that there'll be a rebrand and things will really show what we care about, and I want everyone to be able to see exactly what we're about.
Wow. So I think recently you've done an employee engagement program and a Leader of Leaders program, which just shows the caring nature of you and what you're doing for your staff.
Yeah, and it's made a huge difference.
Well done. Yeah, so you're quite visionary in what you're wanting to achieve within an accounting practice.
Yes.
Amazing. Well done. Any upcoming thoughts or events that you'd like to tell us about?
And we've got something going on that we want to happen that's really, really exciting.
Oh, great.
Not
for now.
Not for now.
Let's watch this space. We'll kind of be finding out what's going on.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa, it's been really interesting talking today, and thank you, because an accounting practice can seem, if I'm allowed to say it, quite drab.
Yeah.
But I think what you've brought to what we've talked about today is just the vision and the culture. How often do we hear about that in an accounting practice? So, Lisa, I really want to say thanks for coming in and talking with me today, and just letting us know about Accounting Workshop based in Ashford. That may not be Accounting Workshop if you're going to rebrand at some stage, but at this stage, Accounting Workshop in Ashford. We've got a visionary leader here. So thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate your time.